Jennie from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City had the nerve to issue a half-butt apology full of lies and half-truths, right? Full of lies and half-truths. However, girl, how you gonna explain that racist Blackamoor statue sitting on your dining room table? Can you explain that? Y'all, let's get into this mess, because that's one thing. Once a racist shows you their face, they don't never stop showing. And I'm surprised Bravo even aired this. First of all, let's get into it first things first. Now, for those of you guys that may not know what Blackamoor are, they are porcelain sculptures. Actually, they can be jewelry and brooches in which there are black people, usually men, dark skin, literally engaged in positions of servitude, kneeling, bowing. They were made popular in the 17th and 18th century by the European aristocrats who were basically the oligarchs of the slave trade. They are a racist trope. They are highly offensive. You are not American. Most people don't know about Blackamoor. They are highly offensive. But get this, they are not cheap. They have become collector's items. The rich elite racist. For those of you guys that are going to be in the comments saying, I don't care about a black sculpture, argue with your mama. They've been proven to be disgusting. They've been proven to be racist. It's been proven to show what they represent. For those of you guys that don't know, there was actually a little kerfuffle over in London when Meghan and Harry had their engagement party, and the Princess Michael of Kent wore a racist Blackamoor brooch to her wedding, to her, her engagement party. And it was all this flurry. You might not know how much deep hatred and racism is in Blackamoor, but it exists, and we're not arguing about whether you're offended or not. If you are not offended by that, you're too dumb to be, and you should be offended, okay? The fact that Jennie, who's already been exposed for all her racist Facebook posts, we're gonna get into this apology in 1 second, right? Literally, in a scene, has a huge Blackamoor statue. They are not cheap, by the way. You have to search. These are collector's items of the highest thing, but for racists, because the art community recognizes them as colonial racist trope that have no place in modern American art or any civilized thinking art, right? She has it on her table for guests to see, right? Listen, let's get into her apology. Let's get into the Blackamoor thing. I'm going to show you pictures of everything. And then let's actually get into the scene where Mary's walking away and she throws her drink at Mary with no respect, no regard, treating her like a dog. And I get, you know what? You want to know why I think that is? Because she sees Mary as a Blackamoor statue, somebody that should be in a position of servitude, in my opinion, and at her knees. And you know what? I'm going to call a spade a spade. From what I see with those Facebook posts, which has been confirmed as her post, right? And what I see in her treatment of Mary, and what I see in a goddamn Blackamoor statue in a Bravo scene, I'm not even gonna skirt around it. Jennie is a racist. She is not problematic. She does not understand. In my book, she is a racist, and we need to call on Bravo to get her fired. And we also need to ask Bravo. When I was watching DJ Richie Sky did a live, and he actually said something. I mean, he says a lot of great things, but one thing that stuck in my head is, how did this get around the screeners? How did this get around casting? How did they go through all her social media posts, see all this stuff that is something worse than what Ramona and Kelly Dodd, who I both think are atrocious, something worse than they've ever said? And how was she allowed to get hired? That's what we really need to be asking. How was she hired? Anyway, let me show this evidence in which I'm basing all my opinions on Jennie. You go and make up your own mind. Meet me after the jump and we'll talk about this.
Okay, so this is the article I was talking about with Princess Michael of Kent that wore a racist brooch to the Queen's Christmas lunch attended by Meghan Markle. This is in the Independent. Just for y'all being like, I don't care, it's not offensive. It's offensive to me. And if you knew anything about art history, you would be offended too. This is a close-up of the brooch, right? Now let's get into the type of Blackamoor statues that Jennie likes. So Juan Dixon is not here right now, said, go ahead and follow them on Twitter, they're hilarious, said this table was in Jennie's house during the first episode. It was extremely quick on the screen for fractions of a second during her first intro scene. Hardly anyone noticed it because it was so quick. Now let me zoom in on this so y'all can see it. Y'all, There it is, right? Do you know how racist and rich, Jennie seems to meet both, that you have to be to have a giant Blackamoor statue, the price it would be on your table? You are sending a message because she obviously is into art history. Anyone that studies art history knows how deeply offensive and the message she is trying to send. But it's not over. Let's talk about her odd obsession on putting Mary in her place and getting crunk with Mary. Meredith, Jen, Heather say stuff. They even make fun of her accent. She's quiet as a church mouse, right? Mary even breathes. She's going off. Let's look at this. Now the scene has an air, but y'all look at this mess. There's the drink. There's Mary. And Jennie, in a rage, throws that drink and hits Mary's feet or close to the feet. And look at Mary's face. What is wrong with this girl? I'll tell you what's wrong. She's mad Mary won't submit and kneel like those Blackamoor statues in her house. All right, now let's get into this Fugazi apology, right? She said, I want to acknowledge and apologize for my deleted Facebook post from 2020 that resurfaced today. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence. That's a lie. Let's actually get into the lies. The posts weren't deleted. They were up yesterday. People went to your Facebook and found them. Why are you playing in our faces? You know you're lying. This leads me to believe that you're taunting us and you think it's funny. At the time, I thought I was speaking out against violence. No, you weren't. Because you were only talking about black people. You were only talking about black people. But I've since learned how offensive hurtful my words were. Girl, explain the Blackamoor statue. It's why I deactivated that account more than a year ago. She deactivated, she reactivated more than a year ago too. Again, she's playing with semantics. She probably deactivated it when she was getting cast and then reactivated it, right? And why I continue to try to learn about perspectives different from my own. I regret those posts and I'm sincerely sorry for the pain they caused.
So you have Jennie's apology. What do y'all think of it? I'm just telling y'all what I think now. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. It does not explain the racist stuff she has in her house. It doesn't explain this odd fixation she has with Mary on getting her heel and an energy she can't keep with anybody else, even though they have done worse things than Mary to her. Also doesn't explain how she lied about deactivating that Facebook. If she deactivated, it was only for a hot minute. Second of all, right? It doesn't explain. Bravo, listen, we're trying to give Bravo the benefit of the doubt. Where are you with the statement? You guys made big statements about Kenya Moore. Anytime anyone of the Real Housewives of Atlanta even breathes, you make statements and make them go on their knees and apologize to the public. Now, I'm not saying that they shouldn't have. I'm saying where's the same energy for everyone else? And it says something. She is raked across the coals. Bravo. Listen, we really are looking for the soul. Someone needs to start a petition. Has anyone started a petition? Let me know in the comments. Maybe I need to start a petition. Would y'all sign it? Because at this point, I'm sick of it. At this point, we don't got time to talk about what's wrong with Bravo. I know there's been a million things. We're talking about why Bravo's not taking action. Now, here's the thing. Meredith was on Twitter, and the tweets literally said, people are like, how come you haven't made a statement? Meredith said it's because Bravo said for them not to say anything. Bravo said not to say anything. But yet when y'all were dogpiling on Mary for her making those insensitive comments about Jennie's eyes, girl, let me find out that Bravo literally is like, yeah, dogpile. And they're the ones that don't see anything wrong with what Jennie did. You guys, it's time to take a stand. We actually need to send a message. I know it's all fun and games. I know it's reality TV. I enjoy a lot of shows that Bravo has, but I don't ever enjoy anything enough to let somebody who is blatantly, in my opinion, based on the evidence I've given, racist and needs to be fired. There's not that much laughter, entertainment, kikis, ha-has, or jokes in the world. Let me know what you think in the comments.